Western medicine, what it does is it takes the effects and tries to change the effects without looking at causes. Illness is an effect, it's not a cause. It's an effect. It comes along because of some imbalance in a person's life. There's an imbalance in their emotional life, their spiritual life, in their relationship to themselves, in their relationship to other people. They're not necessarily aware of that, and they're not doing it deliberately, but whenever there's an emotional, psychological, spiritual imbalance, that'll reflect itself in the physiological imbalance in the body. And some of that comes out as disease. So just to treat the symptoms of disease, or just to treat the disease itself as if it was isolated from the person's life, leaves the causes untouched and the person untransformed. So as useful and as dramatically helpful Western medical interventions can be in some cases, for the most part, and especially in the face of chronic illnesses, as a medical doctor I can tell you, we're very limited in our capacity to help people because we don't look at causes, we look at only at effects. Well, the treatment of addiction, again, suffers from the same limitation. Addiction is not a cause. It causes things to happen, but fundamentally it's also the result. And if you look at the research literature, if you talk to people who are addicted, if you just listen to them, you know that addictions are the results of some kind of emotional loss and in many cases trauma. So the addiction is a response to trauma. It's an effect, in fact, it's an attempt, in fact, to soothe the effects of the stress caused by the trauma. So people trying to soothe themselves through the medications, through the drugs, through the behaviors, through the compulsive gambling, shopping, work, sexual acting out, or drug taking, just to address the behavior, just to address the addiction itself, as if it was in isolation from the person's life and from the emotional imbalance in their life, is again just to deal with effects rather than causes. And therefore, it's very limited in its effect. And even if you're not using drugs, let's say you're a drug user and you stop using, that's good, but if that's all you do, it's still only an effect, and the rest of your life will still suffer because of that unresolved emotional loss and the unresolved issues in your life.
Thank you, Dr. Gabor.
Yeah.